Good afternoon, my friends, and welcome to Wednesday's edition of Take 5 to Recharge, potentially the best 5 minutes of your day. This is the Love Language Edition, and I am your host, Pastor Bala. I hope you're having a good day, and by the time we finish, I pray you will be encouraged to show love to someone today. So we've been looking at the 5 love languages written by Gary Chapman. Love language number 1 was words of affirmation. Love language number 2 was quality time. Love language number 3 was receiving gifts. Love language number 4 was acts of service. Today we start unpacking the final love language number 5, physical touch, part 1, the PG edition. This is today's takeaway. In marriage, the touch of love may take many forms. Since touch receptors are located throughout the body, lovingly touching your spouse almost anywhere can be an expression of love. All touches, however, are not equally pleasurable. Some will bring more pleasure to your spouse than others. We have known for a long time that physical touch is a way of communicating emotional love. Numerous research projects in the area of child development have concluded that babies who are held, stroked, and kissed developed a healthier emotional life than those who were left for a long period of time without physical contact. Physical touch is also a powerful vehicle for communicating marital love. Holding hands, kissing, embracing, and sexual intimacy is their primary love language. Without it, they feel unloved. With it, their emotional tank is filled and they feel secure in the love of their spouse. Physical touch can make or break a relationship. It can communicate hate or love. To the person whose primary love language is physical touch, the message will be far louder than the words, "I hate you" or "I love you." A tender hug communicates love to any child, but it shouts love to the child whose primary love language is physical touch. Well, the same is true for adults as well. In marriage, the touch of love may take many forms. Your best instructor is your spouse. After all, she is the one you are seeking to love. She knows best what is perceived as a loving touch. Don't insist on touching her in your way and in your time. Learn to speak her love dialect. Your spouse may find some touches uncomfortable or irritating. To insist on continuing those touches is to communicate the opposite of love. It is saying that you are not sensitive to her needs and that you care little about her perceptions of what is pleasant. Don't make the mistake of believing that the touch that brings you pleasure will also bring her the same pleasure. Love touches may be explicit and demand your full attention, such as in a back rub or sexual foreplay, culminating even to sexual intimacy. On the other hand, love touches may be implicit and require only a moment, such as putting your hand on his shoulder as you pour a cup of coffee, or rubbing your body against his as you pass by him in the kitchen. Explicit love touches obviously take more time, not only in actual touching, but in developing your understanding of how to communicate love to your spouse in a certain way. If a back massage communicates love loudly to your spouse, then the time, money, and energy you spend in learning to be a good masseuse will be a great investment. Implicit love touches require little time, but much thought, especially if physical touch is not your primary love language and if you did not grow up in a touching family. Sitting close to each other as you watch your favorite TV show requires no additional time, but may communicate your love loudly. Touching your spouse as you walk through the room where he's sitting takes only a moment. Touching each other when you leave the house or when you come back in may involve a brief kiss or a hug, but will speak volume to your spouse. Once you discover that physical touch is the primary love language of your spouse, you are limited only by your imaginations on ways to express love. If you're not accustomed to holding hands in public, you may find that you can fill your spouse's emotional love tank, as you stroll through the parking lot holding hands. Try new touches in new places and let your spouse give you feedback on whether he or she finds it pleasurable or not. Let's remember today's takeaway. In marriage, the touch of love may take many forms. Since touch receptors are located throughout the body, lovingly touching your spouse almost anywhere can be an expression of love. All touches, however, are not equally pleasurable. Some will bring more pleasure to your spouse than others. Again, I thank you for joining me for another installment of Take 5 to Recharge, the Love Edition. If this segment has blessed you, please repost it. Together, we are sowing the seed of love. But now faith, hope, love abide. The greatest of these is love. Have a lovely day. See you on Friday at 12:15, the good Lord willing. Remember, God loves you, and so do I. God bless you.